Hi everybody. Welcome back to Sonia KE. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in one more time. Thank you for taking your time to listen to me. Honestly, there's nothing I can pay you with, and I'm so indebted. I wish there was something I could do to say thank you in a special way to all my subscribers, to all the people who support me this far. Having said that, before I get into today's topic, kindly please subscribe to my channel. Let's grow together. Let's have fun. Let's enjoy. Let's learn. I love hearing from you, so comment, share, recommend, suggest, mention Sonia KE to somebody, and just support me in this small way to grow, to become a better person at this YouTube thing, and to impact lives and to make a difference in the face of this earth before we depart. Anyway, subscribe. I want to get straight into today's topic because it's something very close to my heart. Always, as I'm sharing parts, bits, and pieces of me, and the things I wish I did differently, and also things that I know that can still be corrected and done differently. So today, as I was researching, in my quest for knowledge, I come across interesting things that really touch me in a special way. So I decided to share this one today. And I hope as I'm sharing, if you have access to my channel, I hope this one is of help to you. There's something very common out here, and I know it might not be common with my circle, but it's this thing called imposter syndrome. Have you ever heard of it? So today we're going to define it first. So generally, imposter syndrome, to say the least, or to define it in my own way, is from the word imposter. What's an imposter? Who is an imposter? Someone who's in a place where they're not supposed to be, or something that is pretending to be, but it's not supposed to. You're imposing yourself on people. You're forcing it. You're not doing it right. You're like an imposter. I know that word makes sense a lot, but now if you say imposter syndrome, it sounds like a huge thing that is supposed to blow you out of your mind. But no, it's just an imposter. The syndrome is just because that's a feeling, that's how it makes you feel. So an imposter syndrome really is when you feel like you're in a place you're not supposed to be, or you're with people you're not supposed to be with, but ideally the reality is that you deserve to be there. And it makes you feel small. It might really reduce you, and it might affect you mentally and things like that. And it is a mental health issue, if you ask me. And the reason why I'm talking about this is, how can this affect your performance, or how bad is it to the point that people are talking about it so much, to the point that I feel like I need to share about it because I've experienced it, and I'm going to share certain specific examples of how this thing has destroyed my life. And now, as I'm sharing, I hope it's of help to somebody, that you don't let this thing bring you down. It's like some monster that you need to gather together and work against. Anyway, imposter syndrome, for me, let me share a few stories just to be able to try to more maybe expound on what it is if you don't understand it, or to explain why it's important for you to be on the lookout for such. It makes you feel small even if you deserve to be there. So now I'll share my number one. I was once invited for an interview for a CEO position. So in my head, I'm thinking, me, a small person like me, a CEO. Already I've been invited for the interview, and I've accepted, and I've said I'm going to go. But I'm just thinking to myself, if these people looked at my CV and they looked at my documents and they feel that I'm worthy of being a leader in that organization, a CEO position, why am I doubting myself? Why am I feeling like, no, they made a mistake? No, maybe I'm not good enough yet to be a CEO. And God. That's what it means to have an imposter syndrome. Like, people see you in a bigger light than you even see yourself. You have that thing of, I have it, that thing of feeling small, that thing of bringing yourself down. That thing destroys you, because imagine if I went confident into that interview and got it and became the CEO. I'd be somewhere else now. But I doubted myself, and I believe that I didn't do well in the interviews because already in my head I knew these people just looked. And when I was applying, I knew I qualified for it. I knew I was good enough. I knew I was capable. And that's why I wrote that cover letter and I did my CV and they liked it and they called me and they knew I'm capable. But I wasn't believing in myself to be capable, especially during the interview. I was just like, let me just go. And then I went and found amazing people wearing suits, and they look like they're experienced big people. And I'm thinking to myself, Diana, fuck was you see me? Yo, I sold myself short. I didn't give my best at the interview, and I feel like I'm the one who failed me at this particular moment. Impostor syndrome. It can F you up. Okay, anyway. Another example that I can give is I was sitting for for 4 years at the national board of an organization that I'm not going to mention. So as a board member, of course, how do you get to be a board? I was voted in, of course, by this group of young people who felt like I was capable of being there to represent them. So, but most of the time in the meetings, I'd almost silenced myself. Even when I knew what I was saying is right, I knew the direction things are going are not right. I knew that there's a better option and a better idea. Most of the time I silenced myself. I kept on feeling like I was among a very amazing achieved women and I'm not supposed to be there. So that's what imposter syndrome does to you. It makes you feel like you're imposing yourself into that position, like you're not supposed to be there, like you're not rightly there. And you see, for me, I felt like it held me back from performing and participating in the best way that I could have participated and letting my voice go out there, whether you judge me or not. I kept on feeling like, sasa nitasemaje hiyo Kenya amesema si ukweli na venye ako experienced, like how will I tell her whatever she's saying is wrong? Like how will I even negate whatever they're saying? Or even if I agree with what they're saying, I don't think it's agreeable. I kept on belittling myself. This thing is a monster. It holds you back, especially if you're an achiever. And I feel that sometimes it's not even normal anymore for me. And I'm talking about this because it's a work in progress for me. I'm at a point where I'm trying to make sure that I believe in myself enough. I am confident enough in whatever it is that God has given me or whatever it is that I'm capable of doing, to the point that I do it either way, regardless of the fear, regardless of what I do it. And that's how to defeat the monster. That's how to defeat this syndrome. Don't let it bring you down. Don't listen to those voices. Don't belittle yourself. Don't feel like an imposter. If you're somewhere, you're not there by mistake. God put you there for a reason. Speak up, make your mind known, be respectful, and do it in a very mature, obedient, and official way. But at the end of the day, do it. Don't let it stop you from doing whatever it is that you need to do. Because again, this world depends on us. Like for me, in that board, a whole group of young people felt like I should represent them. And look at me having imposter syndromes in the meetings. I felt like, I didn't do enough. And then the reason why this really kept on going for me, because sometimes I'd speak and then like someone, it's a board meeting. You need to know how to do board politics and be in places of authority and of power and in the presence of women of greatness. It takes reading, it takes understanding how to navigate such places, yeah? So maybe I felt like for me, that's a perfect example of how imposter syndrome just did me wrong, honestly. And for till to date, I feel like something can be done about it. Learn. And I know I'm not alone. I know people listening to me have moments where they felt like they're imposters, or like you go to these very posh hotels, you have the money, you can afford it, but you still feel like you don't belong there. You just feel like, let's go back to the kibanda. Those times, I know each and every person even every one of us has felt like, maybe not me. This is not supposed to be me. This is supposed to be someone. That's exactly what imposter syndrome means. And the effects and the impact that it can have on your problems, on your life as a young person, are profound. So recognize if you have the imposter syndrome. Maybe not all the time, but once in a while, or wherever it is that you have it, and handle it with the knowledge that I deserve this. I am worth this. I am big enough. I am confident enough. I am educated enough to be in this space, to do this, just conquer it. try to negate that thought. I'm not sure about the psychological process of getting out of it, but I know that it's possible to work even with it, and then you defeat it with time. And generally, most leaders, like leadership positions, you always question yourself, your worth, your ability, and then that leads to how well are you going to deliver, how well are you going to perform. So if you realize and you recognize that this is just an imposter syndrome, then the best you can do is build your confidence. If you need to read, if you need to understand the subject matter, do whatever it is that you need to do, but don't let the fear of environment, of your surrounding, of people stop you from being the best that you can be. Yet you know you're worth it and you're capable. And just research more on it if you feel like this is something that has touched you, and maybe you never thought about it as a mental thing that almost draws you back. You know how this is what I say. Even the Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Certain things hold us back, not because we are less important, it's because we are not aware of them. Because if I'm aware, it's like having a certain disease. It's, for example, if I'm sorry to say, but if I have something like diabetes, then I know there's a condition that requires me to eat a certain way, then I will eat a certain way. Imagine not knowing whatever it is that is ailing you, then you don't know how to handle it. Because this life is no perfect thing. There's always something you're juggling, and being able to know that I'm juggling this is what gives you an undue advantage over someone who doesn't know. That's why knowledge is important. Reading and trying to understand who am I, what draws me back, what holds me back, what are the challenges I have, what are the preconditions that might interfere with the way I do things. Like for me, maybe I feel like I came from my background does not require me to sit in boards or to be CEO or to be a leader, because my background is very very umetoka mbali, sisi ni wale tuliosaidiwa na Mungu. And so you constantly feel like unajua mtu amegrow Nairobi, you have that feeling of maybe this person deserves it better than me. But the moment God puts you in a space, you deserve to be there. So knowing that you have it, knowing that there are certain fears or certain mental things playing behind your mind and holding you back, means that you know how to navigate, or you figure out how to navigate it and silence it and move with it, live with it. So I'm talking passionately about this because had I known earlier, trust me, I'd be somewhere else. I'd be someone else. I hold myself back a lot. I even remember while growing up, things like music. You guys, I can sing and I would do amazing songs, but I wouldn't release them, and I've lost all of them. I recorded on CDs and I kept on feeling like, mi si wa who, or mi si this person, or itisa mi pia nitakuwa celebrity, watu watasema, Sonia amekuwa celebrity. I kept on holding myself back and I felt like I'm not worth it. Like once I get there, then what? Once you're big, then mi pia naweza kuwa mkubwa. Like, I should have known earlier. I should have done something about it, and I would be far. But I know that it's not late. Maybe there's a reason why I'm knowing it now. But that's syndrome thing. Analyze if something is holding you back from achieving the best that you can, and figure out a way of navigating it, and figure it out with me. If you're a person who knows maybe certain professional ways of handling things like that, you can help me again by commenting and just sharing and reaching out to me on social media and right here. I respond to every single comment that I get, and I'd like to hear from you people. Looking forward to your comments, and subscribe to my channel. For now, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Bye.